Extinction doesn't happen in a single dramatic moment. It's a clock, quiet, relentless, ticking towards silence. Now, we're racing that clock, guided by a list of 7 species that could vanish if we don't act. Their names sound like legends. Their numbers say otherwise. Can we pull them back, or are we the last to say their names? Number 1. The Yangtze finless porpoise. In the muddy sweep of Asia's longest river, a round back rises like a smile and slips away. No dorsal fin, just a smooth curve and a quiet breath. The Yangtze finless porpoise is the world's only freshwater porpoise. Tuned to echoes and currents, weaving between cargo wakes and city shadows, it hunts by sound in a river that roars with engines and raises calves in channels laced with nets and propellers. Once, these waters held legends of river spirits that guided boats through fog. Today, the spirit is real, and it needs clear passage. Slower ships help. Fishers who swap deadly gear for safer lines help. If the river quiets, sonar finds food, mothers keep calves close, and the smile-shaped shadow rises again. Maybe fading, or maybe learning to breathe here a little longer. Number 2. The hawksbill sea turtle. Picture a shell like stained glass, amber and mahogany scutes layered in delicate mosaics, a falcon-shaped beak, pruning sponges so coral can breathe. The hawksbill meets a gauntlet the moment it leaves the sand. Rising seas squeeze nesting beaches. Seawalls steal what's left. Hotel lights pull hatchlings inland, where tires and drains replace moonlit surf. In the water, nets, hooks, and ghost gear turn migration routes into a maze. And that gleaming shell, so beautiful it became a curse, still feeds an illegal trade that carves lives into trinkets. Yet turtles believe in the future. Females return to the beach of their birth, reading waves, temperature, and the pull of the moon like a map written in silver. When communities fence nests, cool sand with shade cloth, and run dark sky hours during hatching, survival leaps. When travelers refuse tortoiseshell and report sellers, markets dry up. When fishers switch to turtle-friendly hooks, keep nets high, and fit excluder devices, the ocean answers with breath. Stand at night. The sand stirs. 100 thumb-sized travelers tumble toward the surf, drawn by the horizon's glow. Each ripple is a heartbeat we can multiply if we keep the path clear. Number 3. The Sumatran tiger. Deep in Sumatra's rainforests, something moves like liquid shadow. The Sumatran tiger, dark-striped, compact, the smallest tiger on Earth, slides between buttress roots and vanishes in one breath. Its kingdom is an island. Roads slice it thin. Plantations gnaw at the edges. Snares wait like teeth in the leaf litter. A top predator keeps a forest honest, but even kings fall when the walls close in and prey grows scarce. Yet a tiger is more than muscle. Its patience sharpened to a still point before the pounce. Protected corridors can stitch fragments back together. Rangers can clear snares before paws find them. Villages can choose buffer crops that feed families without feeding the black market. Step softly. The forest holds its breath. The king is listening, maybe cornered, or maybe ready to reclaim the path that once belonged to stripes. Number 4. The African forest elephant. The cathedral is green, and the bells are low thunder you feel before you hear. Forest elephants move like dusk through Central Africa's understory, smaller than their savanna cousins, with straighter tusks and a taste for fruit. They are gardeners on a giant scale, swallowing seeds and planting the next forest with every step. They've also carried a century of our want. Poachers followed the ivory road. Chainsaws followed the logging road. Herds split and learned to be quiet. But quiet isn't how you argue with extinction. A forest remembers kindness. Anti-poaching patrols change the soundscape. Community forests pay locals to keep trees standing. Protected corridors let families rejoin. Stand still and feel the ground answer in a slow, rolling tremor. That's a herd deciding where to go next, maybe vanishing, or maybe keeping the bells if we keep our promises. Number 5. The orangutan. Orangutan means person of the forest. Watch one build a nest at dusk, twisting branches, testing with a palm, tucking leaves like blankets, and you'll understand the name. Hands that think. Knowledge flowing down mothers and daughters, tree to tree, night after night. But the forest is shrinking. Palm oil creeps across hills once stitched with fig and meranti. Roads arrive, then snares, then the soft vacuum where a mother used to be. The rarest, the Tapanuli orangutan, survives in a tight mountain pocket, a handful of valleys where every tree matters. Still, hope climbs. Corridors link tree lines so males carry genes across ridges. Sanctuaries raise orphans who learn to cling to human arms when the only arms they knew were gone. Consumers choose products that keep forests standing. A branch bends, an orange shape flows to another tree. Night comes, and the person of the forest sleeps in a cradle. It built, maybe cornered, or maybe still teaching us to live with the trees we depend on. Number 6. Rhino. A rhino looks like prehistory sculpted in muscle, armor plates, small eyes, and a horn that isn't bone but hair fused into a blade we coveted until the blade turned on its owner. 5 species share this burden. Some rebound with fierce protection, some balance on a thread. The Javan rhino is the quietest of them all. One horn and a life in the green labyrinth of a single park at the tip of an island, one storm away from catastrophe. Poachers have been pushed back. Camera traps find calves. Invasive palms that choke feeding grounds are cleared, so mouths meet the food they evolved to eat. Even so, no species should be a single point on a map. A second, secure home would turn survival into recovery. Close your eyes. Hear heavy footfalls on soft earth. The jungle swallows the sound, maybe surviving or maybe waiting for us to give it a second address on the planet it once ruled. Number 7. The Amur leopard. Snow hushes the forest. Between black pines, a pattern moves like fire under frost. The Amur leopard is built for winter-long legs for drifts, a thick coat for knives of wind, and a tail that writes cursive in the air. It hunts across borderlands where maps have hard lines and animals do not. The problem isn't only numbers. It's distance patches of habitat split by roads and fences, prey thinned by competition and cold. Each leopard is a universe of stealth, needing room to vanish and return. But corridors can be drawn. Crossings can lift paws above highways. Joint parks can turn borders into bridges. And when prey returns, so does the patterned ghost that walks like a rumor. Watch the ridge. The light shifts. Spots become branches, then become spots again, maybe the rarest big cat on Earth. Or maybe a comeback artist if we let the stage grow wider. So what do we do with a clock like this? We buy time and we spend it well. On rivers, slow ships, clean water, and gear that lets breathers breathe. On coasts, darken nesting beaches and end the market for beautiful things that cost a life. In rainforests, cut the snare line, not the lifeline. Protect corridors, not just parks on paper. For elephants, fund rangers who stay longer than headlines. For orangutans, value forests as climate engines and as homes. For rhinos and leopards, stitch habitat, prosecute traffickers, and make the illegal trade a losing bet. None of this is magic. It's budgets and boots and better choices at the store. It's votes that favor living systems over short-term burn. It's the everyday decision to keep wonder alive. 7 species on the edge, but edges aren't endings. They're choices. We decide if rivers are loud with engines or alive with whistles. We decide if a shell is jewelry or a life. We decide if a forest is a warehouse or a world. If this moved you, do something small and specific. Support the people guarding nests and patrolling forests. Choose products that keep trees standing. Share this story with someone who thinks extinction is ancient history. And subscribe if you want more, where science meets folklore and the line between loss and hope is razor thin. The clock is still ticking, maybe doomed or maybe not, maybe gone or maybe waiting for us to show up in time.